about to do a little book chat about R is for Ricochet by Sue Grafton. I listened to this one on audio, but it's also available on Overdrive in book form. There's 31 items on Overdrive, written by Sue Grafton. 26 are books and the others are audio. R is for Ricochet is on as a book and in the audio version. I particularly like listening to these stories when I'm doing something mundane like brushing the floor or washing the dishes, so you might find the same, or you might just like to sit and relax and listen. So this story features a hard-boiled female private detective called Kinsey Milhone. She lives in a converted garage and has an 80-odd-year-old neighbour and landlord who's a retired baker, and there's a secondary story running through about him and his brothers who are fighting over a lady that they met on a cruise that they all like. Kinsey's quite protective of him. So Kinsey goes to prison and collects Reba, who's out on parole, and her mission is to make sure that Reba stays on the straight and narrow. She gets drunk, she's alcoholic, she makes bad choices, and her dad's concerned that she will break the terms of her parole. Along the way, Reba accidentally meets up with her boss, who was actually her lover. He's a married man, and while she was in prison, he also cheated with the person who replaced her in the firm. So Reba isn't very happy about that and decides she wants to get revenge. So along the way, Kinsey meets back up with a chap who she has quite a nice relationship with anyway, and they become involved romantically. And he's the head of a task force looking into money laundering, which involves her boss, who's actually in charge of it, not Reba, and people in Colombia. So the story goes along with Kinsey trying to help Reba making bad choices, Kinsey getting involved with a chap romantically, getting tidied up a bit when Reba helps her to choose some new clothes so that she looks smart for her new man, and of course the three brothers fighting over the lady from the cruise in the background. It's quite a nice story, quite interesting to listen to, and I liked the narrator's voice as well. One of the things I like about Overdrive is that you can listen to a sample before you download it, and that way you can decide whether you want to listen to the story. This was a particularly good choice because the narrator had a kind of smoky, deep voice, and you could almost imagine it was Kinsey telling the story because it matched so well. When I used to bring CDs home, sometimes I'd get them home and I couldn't listen to the story in the end because I didn't like the narrator's voice. So I think really whoever matches up the voices to the books, if they do a good job, it works really well. Now there's lots of books on Overdrive that you can listen to on audio. I've listened to Stephen Fry, Moba's My Wash Pot, Agatha Christie, lots of those ones on. Inspector Macready, he's a Victorian detective in Scotland who goes around whacking people with his cudgel. Very different style of policing from today. And people like Thomas Hardy, the Woodlanders. Lots of them are actually in book form on Overdrive, but you can also listen to them on audio if you want to, and I'd recommend trying it because it is really a relaxing thing to do. So I hope you enjoyed this. As I say, we will be back in Branch. There are Sue Grafton novels on our shelves, which you will be able to borrow in due course. She has written a lot because the series starts at A is for Alibi. So if you find that you want to try her and you like it, you've got plenty to listen to or to read while we're still out of the branch. So try it out and let me know how you get on.